The big issue is that now I'm engaged. Oh, girl. Scary, everything, terrible, bad thoughts. Do whatever you want. It's kind of giving identity crisis, low-key. You just described your enemy. Like, that's not your friend. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the first episode of Riayn's Room. My name is Riayn if you're new here, and I'm in my bedroom. I'm also holding up my phone to use as a mic because I don't have a handheld mic. I figured if I'm gonna do videos like this, I should have some sort of external mic that can really pick me up because I also do have the fan on. Welcome to the first episode of Riayn's Room. My neighbors are absolutely going insane. Always. I'm really excited to start filming these because I feel like just so far, submissions have been really, really good. I think I'm going to do these like episodes by category. So the first one we're going to do today is advice. So I'm going to be reading a few of the advice submissions that you guys sent in. I'm also going to be getting a little relaxed as well while we do these. It's about 9 p.m. I've officially logged out of work and I'm ready to film this video. I hope you guys enjoy the first episode of Riayn's Room. I'm sure it will evolve into something different. I'm sure I'll like elevate it in some way and try to make it better and better each time. And before I forget and before we get started, I will have a link to the Google form below if you guys want to be a part of Riayn's Room and submit a question, ask for advice, general feedback, anything like that. I'll have it linked in every video moving forward. Okay, yes, let's get a little relaxed. Okay, yeah, I definitely think I'm gonna wear these sunglasses. So if you hate that, I'm so sorry. Okay, the first one is from Anonymous. She says, first of all, hi Riayn. Love all your content. Definitely feel like your parasocial bestie. Literally same. Thank you so much. So here's the tea. My friend of 10 years, who we'll call Madeline, has just basically ghosted our friend group. She's continued posting on social media, so we know she's okay and hanging out with other people. Okay. We haven't heard directly from her in months, and we haven't hung out in just as long. This is the thing, though. Myself and my other friends were getting really fed up with her behavior, constantly being late to everything, sometimes hours late, or always canceling at the last minute, acting superior to us, judging us for our interests. What? This does not sound like a friend, okay? You just described your enemy. Like, that's not your friend. We never called her out seriously for any of these things, but she definitely knew that we were being annoyed by her being late the entire time we've known her. It's possible that she picked up on increased irritation and plans to have a serious chat about it. She also is extremely non-confrontational and can't have a serious conversation to save her life. The talk was going to be from a place of love and wanting to improve our friendship by sharing our feelings of being hurt by what we perceived as lack of respect towards us. Whether or not she picked up on that, she completely left our lives. I'm torn because I feel like her actions are speaking for her, that she's no longer interested in continuing the friendship, and we should respect that. But also it feels wrong to just let a 10-year friendship fade away with no conversation. Part of me worries that I may be clinging onto the idea of her or wanting her to stay in my life because she has been there for so long, but not because I actually value how she treats me / brings to my life. Either way, I've been grieving this loss a lot. Currently, my friends and I are just taking it day by day and have no plans to reach out to her as of now. What do you think? Appreciate any thoughts you may have on the situation. Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts. This girl doesn't sound like your friend. To me, it's giving let it go. Like, she clearly doesn't want to. If she's like late to everything all the time, you said she's been like this your entire 10 years of friendship. So you've said you've never brought this up, but she's been like this for 10 years. So have you guys just been like feeling like this for 10 years? That's a long time to be like feeling like that about somebody, you know? But also it's giving, if you're telling me that she's like acting superior and you say like judging your interests and stuff, like it sounds like she has no interest in being a part of your guys' life. Like, I would absolutely read whatever she's putting down. I would take that. I would be like, right, and I'm gonna go. If you feel like she's acting like this and like she's late to everything and like disrespects you guys, like what's the point of the friendship? It's giving there's nothing really to gain here, you know? I don't know. I mean, I guess that sounds kind of harsh, but also just based off of this alone, I would be like, girl, bye. I wish you no ill will, but like, let me just remove myself because clearly you're not trying to be a part of this. Yeah. Oh, also, if I read something and I ask questions and you guys want to follow up or answer any of the questions I have, like if I'm trying to put pieces together and I'm like, wait, but I need more context. If you guys want to, please fill out the form again and do like a brief, like, oh, I was this story. This is the tea. This is the rest of the story. If you want to fill any gaps for us. Okay, the next one is from Sasha. She says, girl, I need advice on broaching the subject of me dating with my parents, who are the date when you're in your 30s type. Going into university this fall, I've never really dated anybody, but I'm looking to get out there since I'm going into a new stage of life, being more independent and moving away from home. Okay. Well, sounds like you're young. It's giving university, going to university in the fall. So it's giving you're young. I would say do whatever you want. Honestly, yeah, if you're going away, like, I would say literally do whatever you want. But also, like, I wouldn't take anything too seriously. Like, to me, you doing whatever you want, if you, like, are going out and, like, dating and stuff, there's nothing even to say to your parents. Like, go date around, hang out, like, do the thing. And, like, there's no need to get, like, serious during that time. And that's also not what you're asking me, but I feel like I need to add this in, okay? If you're going into university, you're, like, starting this new life. You literally said a new stage of life. I would try to experience so much, and I definitely would not seriously date anybody going into college. I personally would not do that, and I would not recommend other people do that. Obviously it works out for some people, whatever. I wouldn't do that because it's just simply should just be all about you and your experience, and like, obviously, like, yeah, make friends and like do the thing, hook up or whatever it is you want to do, like live your life. I feel like getting into a serious relationship and like dealing with that while you're also trying to maybe rebrand yourself or learn something. I mean, you're at school, so you're doing school all the time. You're like trying to make new friends, you're going out, you're doing things. Your life is literally changing so much, and I feel like you don't need to tell your parents that. You're like, I would feel like there's nothing to report back to them. If they're like, date when you're 30s, and you're like, okay, cool, well, I'm not like dating, I'm just like hanging out, so there's nothing to say. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I guess if you do end up getting serious with somebody, then you just have to like preface that, be like, I know you're not down for this, but we're really serious, so I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm grown. Obviously there are ways to say that. And like, I feel like there are definitely conversations that you can have with your parents if they struggle with treating you like an adult. Maybe I could totally do a video about that. I feel like I have a great relationship with my parents now, and like we've gone through a lot of stuff, but I also feel like we had an interesting road to seeing each other as adults and seeing each other as like real human people, and not just like mom and dad, and not them just looking at me like their daughter as I've gotten older and like grown up a bit. But again, not really what you're talking about, but I feel like I kind of answered your question. I would live your life, do what you feel like you need to do, and if there's something to report back, then work through that to be able to tell them. But if there's nothing to report, girl, there's nothing to say, and that's my tea. Okay, this next one is from Teddy. They say, so I just graduated college this spring with a chemistry degree. Yay. Period. Okay, a squalor. And I'm currently working a post-bac 1-year position with a somewhat prestigious professor. He's considered one of the fathers of the specific field, chem/material science I'm in. Like, published the Nature of Science journals. Okay, shit. I kind of thought this would be the thing that clicked for me, but every week I'm realizing more and more how much I cannot see myself doing research for the rest of my life. I feel like I'm barely grasping what's going on in lab, even though it's been 3 months already, and all the concepts/theory are way above me, and I don't feel motivated to learn background knowledge on my own because I don't really care. I'm going to stick it out until my contract is finished, but I just feel like I've worked my whole education towards this, and now I'm just going to not do it. Thinking about my future literally makes me sick, bruh. Oh, same. Even when I was in college before I landed this position, I was constantly sick with anxiety thinking about how awful everything in the future feels. I think I'll never find anything that clicks for me, and that's scary. Truly, the only thing that makes me excited anymore is reading fiction and trail running, but neither of those are viable career options. I guess I want advice about how to deal with these feelings because I know you're going through something similar, ? So maybe how are you dealing with the uncertainty of the future? Could you give me some perspective? I don't know, I'm just rambling at this point. Sorry. Do not apologize ever. Talk as much as you want to. Oh, damn. It's kind of giving identity crisis, low key, is what it sounds like. I would also too be spiraling. I think like thinking that I knew what I wanted to do and then like doing it and being like, oh, oh, what? I will say, well, I'm not exactly in your shoes, Teddy. I feel like right now my future does feel really just like up in the air, and I have no concrete plans or details on anything. I think I'm dealing with it truly. This is going to sound so cliche, and I'm so sorry to say it, but taking everything day by day. I am easily overwhelmed. I also am just like riddled with anxiety like all the time, especially when I think about the future and think about everything I don't have and everything I need and all of the scary, everything terrible, bad thoughts. It's really difficult for me to think too far into the future. Like, obviously we have to have some dates down and I can plan, you know, a few weeks ahead and like whatever. Like, not talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Like, panic thoughts about the future. So it's just too slippery of a slope for me, so I just don't do it. And I feel like taking it truly day by day, even week by week, I feel like now that I really have no idea what's going on, I'm been really into my planner because I feel like I have a little bit of control, and maybe that's it. Maybe you need to like make a new routine and like remind yourself that like there are things you can control even while it's uncertain. I still know that every single morning I do my 7-step skincare routine. I make a coffee at home. I go stand outside and plant for 5 minutes and start my job or whatever. Like, even something simple like that, or like I write things in my planners just so that I can cross them out. It's truly just for the dopamine hit of being like, and I completed a task. Like, that's all it is, but that works for me and it makes me feel good, which sounds so pathetic. I'm like, good job, you did nothing. It's ridiculous, but it works for me. So maybe it is like starting a new routine, or really like committing to honing in on that routine and doing it every single day. Like, if you have one and you've been kind of loose with it, like tighten it up. And really stick to it, kind of like I'm doing like with my planner, just every day, like writing down pretty much every single task I have to do that day, just so I can cross it out. But it also feels like I am making strides slowly but surely every day to do the thing I need to do. And yeah, not the same, because it definitely feels like you're going to be maybe trying to do a career shift potentially. I think it's good that you're going to stick it out for the rest of the contract, because then you can really leave that situation and really think about like what you have ahead of you. Like, you know what it could potentially look like having done that for your entire contract and being like, okay, this is what my life is going to be like now that I've completed it. Am I okay with that? Like, am I going to be okay with that? Does that suit well? Does that feel well with me? Like, am I having anxiety thinking about that? Like, or are we chill? Like, what are we doing here? And just like evaluate, like really evaluate. It sounds like you already know that this really isn't something you want to do, but since you're going to complete the contract anyway, it seems like really just try to like take in as much as you can, or really take note of how much you're resisting it. Because then by the time you're done, it should be very clear what you want to do. If you're just constantly met with resistance throughout this whole contract, it's giving what's really there to think about. Obviously, you know, we can't all just be like switching careers and shit like that. You just graduated and everything too. I understand it's a lot easier said than done, but I don't know, just like take stock of like how you really genuinely are feeling every day about doing this thing. And is there a way to do this thing, but maybe in a different way, or maybe in a different situation or place or company or whatever? Like, is there a way to make this work that would still be enjoyable for you, but that you don't have to like completely do a 180? The cotton mouth is so real right now. Okay, I'm going to do one more, last one. This is from Anonymous. She says, girl, I need advice. I don't know what's wrong with me or if this is normal, but I randomly dream about my ex and I don't know why. Ooh. Has this ever happened to you? My ex and I ended off on mutual terms, in my opinion. No bad blood, and I wish him the best. The big issue is that now I'm engaged. Oh, girl. And I'm so happy and so in love, and I can't wait to get married to the love of my life, but I feel so guilty when I have random dreams about my ex, and I don't know why I'm having them. Please help. Also, I can't even tell my fiancé about these dreams I'm having, because obviously that would be so awkward, and in a way, not to be dramatic, but I feel like I'm cheating on him by having these random dreams of my ex. Oh, if this ever happened to you, please tell me I'm not crazy. I mean, yeah, I've had dreams about my ex. I don't know that I can recall that I've had them while I was in a relationship, but also dreams are crazy. Like, that's why I don't think that dreams necessarily are like your subconscious. I think that dreams are just like anything. That's why when we recall our dreams, it's ridiculous. We're like, yeah, and I was in a room that's made out of candy canes and there was marshmallows that looked like dogs, like, and you're like, this doesn't make any sense, and like you never thought those thoughts, but like that's just what your brain wanted to do. And also sometimes your brain just like takes the last thing it remembers and just does stuff with it, like in your sleep. You said you guys ended off on good terms. Do you guys follow each other on social media? Like, do you see him in your town? Like, is there opportunities for your brain to visualize him in person or like on social media, and maybe that's why your brain's doing that? If it's making you feel a type of way, then maybe if you do follow him on social media, maybe like just muting him for a little bit and like just removing him from your brain space a bit and clearing that up. If you're fine, it's fine. I mean, it's a dream. It's really what you do after like that really matters, in my opinion. You can't control that you're dreaming about him, but I would say if you're seeing him in person or seeing him online, I would probably try to stop doing that. If it's making you feel weird that you're dreaming about him, then I would stop seeing him. And if you continue to have dreams, just like don't acknowledge them. Just be like, okay, who? I don't know. And move on, instead of maybe reacting like, oh my God, not again. Like, not me thinking about my ex. Like, God, I feel so bad. And like, I'm a cheater. Like, don't even acknowledge it. Don't give it anything. Don't give it any energy. Don't give it any attention. Just be like, oh, who, what? I don't even know. So anyways, that would be my advice for that. If you're seeing him anywhere, try to stop seeing him and don't be too hard on yourself. It's a dream. Dreams are crazy. It's fine. It's really what you do after that and how you let that like just live in your head after you've already woken up. So that's tea though. That is some tea. I will say we ended it on a real nice note. That was so much fun. Had a blast. Had a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was really fun. I'm gonna like keep posting this on Instagram, like maybe once a week, just reminding you guys, like if you like missed a YouTube video or didn't see the link, I'll post it on Instagram every now and then, just to remind you guys to submit these. This was really fun. I really enjoyed this. I hope you guys did too. And also, if you guys have any other categories, like I know that I have like story time on there, Q&A, advice, general like feedback type. If there's another category that you guys think I should add, let me know in the comments. And also let me know what your favorite like advice question was. I love this. This is so fun. Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.